Now, 701 speaking. See, standards on auditing 701 we are going to discuss now. See, basically, 701 is a communicating key audit matters in the independent audit. It's very, 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 very important, my friend. Because 701 provides guidance regarding communication of the key audit matter. This standard deals with the auditor responsibility to communicate key audit matters in the auditor's report. Now time is 5. By 6 o'clock, we need to bring water. Okay. Sorry, friends. This is People's Advocate Sriman Narayana Malala talking about auditing. And auditing, I'm talking about SA 701. See, the standards on auditing 701 is clearly speaking about communicating key audit matters in the independent audit report. SA 701 provides guidance regarding communication of key audit matter. This standards deals with the auditor's responsibility to communicate the key audit matters in the auditor's report. It is intended to address both auditor's judgment as to what communicate the auditor's report and the form of content of such communication. Key audit matters are those matters that in the auditor's professional judgment were of the most significance in the audit financial statement of the current period. Key audit matters are selected form of the matters communicated with those charged with governance. The purpose the purpose of communicating key audit matters is to enhance the cumulative communicative value of the auditor's report by providing greater transparency about the audit that was performed communicating key audit matters. Provide additional information to users of the financial statement, intended users, to assist them in understanding those matters that, in the auditor's professional judgment, were of most significance in the audit of the financial statement of the current period. Communicating key audit matter may also assist intended users in understanding the entity and areas significant management judgment in the auditor's financial statement. See, the objective of this standard is to enhance the communicative value of the auditor's report by providing a greater transparency about the audit, what was performed, to assist the user in understanding those matters that, in auditor's professional judgment, were most significant in the audit of the financial statement of the current period. What is the scope of SA 701? The communicating key audit matter in the auditor's report in the context of the auditor having a formed an opinion on the financial statement as a whole. A communicating key audit matter in the auditor's report is not a substitute for disclosure in the financial statement that the applicable financial reporting framework requires management to make or that are otherwise necessary to achieve fair presentation. A substitute for the auditors expressing a modified opinion when required by the circumstances of a specific audit engagement. In accordance with standards on auditing 705, a substitute for reporting in accordance with standards on auditing 570 revised when a material uncertainty exists relating to events or conditions that may cast a significant doubt on an entity's ability to continue as a going concern. See, a substitute for disclosure in the financial statement, a substitute for auditor expressing a modified opinion in case of circumstances of a specified audit engagement as per SAS 705, a substitute reporting in accordance with 570, or a separate opinion on individual matters. Applicability of SAS 701. Applicability of standards on auditing 701. This standards applies to audit of complete set of general purpose financial statements of listed entities and circumstances when the auditor otherwise decides to communicate key audit matters in the auditor's report and required by law or regulation to communicate key audit matter in the auditor's report. However, standards on auditing 705 revised prohibit the auditor from communicating the key audit matters when the auditor disclaims an opinion in the financial statement unless such reporting is required by law or regulation. Remember, my dear friend, important, important, important. However, standards on auditing 705 revised prohibit the auditor from communicating key audit matters when the auditor disclaims an opinion on the financial statement unless such reporting is required by law or regulation. Understand? See, determine key audit matters. Let's go. Determine key audit matters. What are those? We'll see now. See, friends, I would like to tell you like this. What are the key audit matters? Determine key audit matters. What is the base to determine key audit matters? What is the base? Okay. Areas of higher assessed risk of material misstatement or significant risk identified in accordance with SA 315 is the criteria for key audit matter. Areas of higher assessed risk of material misstatement or significant risks identified in accordance with SA 315. Significant auditor's judgment relating to areas in the financial statement that involved significant management judgment, including accounting estimate, that have been identified as a having high estimation uncertainty. Friend, understood? Significant auditor's judgment relating to areas in the financial statement that involved significant management judgment, including accounting estimates that have been identified as having high estimation uncertainty. The reflect on the audit significant events or transactions that occurred during the period. See, these are three are determination for key audit matters. One is SA 315, another one is significant judgment, another one is the effect of significant events and transactions. See the examples of the key audit matters: assessment of impairment, provision for losses and contingencies, valuation of financial instruments, matters relating to revenue recognition, taxation matters, multiple tax jurisdiction, uncertain tax position, deferred tax asset. These are the key audit matters to determine, to decide key audit matter. These are the base points. Friend, are you comfortable what I'm telling you? Are you okay what I'm telling you? If you have any doubt, kindly call me back. Mobile number 9677205265. See, communicating key audit matter, the introductory language in this section of the auditor's report shall state that key audit matters are those matters that the auditor professional judgment were the most significant in the audit of the financial statement for the current period, and these matters were addressed in the context of the audit of the financial statement as a whole and forming auditor's opinion thereon, and the auditor does not provide a separate opinion on these matters. Since we are providing in the key audit matters, see, in case there are no key audit matters to communicate, the auditor's report must specifically mention that by carrying a key audit matter paragraph under which they shall mention that there are no key audit matters to communicate. See, for example, you take like this. The bank is required to comply with the master circular dated 1st October 2002, issued by the Reserve Bank of India, a prudential norms advancing of the IRC norms, and amendment thereon to which prescribes the guidance. See, the guidance, identification and classification of the non-performing assets, a classification and provision of pertaining to the advances IRC norms, and amendment thereon to the prescribe the guidance to identification and classification of non-performing assets, and the minimum provision required to such assets. The bank also required to apply its judgment to determine the identification of the provision required NPA, considerably various quantitative as well as qualitative factors. The identification of NPA also affected by the factors like straits and liquidity concern in certain sections. The provision for identified NPA is estimated based on aging and classification of NPA, value of security recovery estimates, and is also subject to the minimum provisioning norms specified by RBI. In addition, the bank also required to implement resolution framework, resolution COVID-19 related stress, of individual and small business and resolution framework. The resolution of the COVID-19 relates to the stress micro, small and medium enterprises issued by the RBI on May 2021. Collectivity Resolution Framework 2.0 and consider the same identification of NPA and measurement of the provisions of the against advances. Since the identification of NPA and provisions for advances requires considerable level of the management estimation, application, various regulatory requirement, significance to the overall, have identified the key audit matter. So, in this question, how to address, how our audit addressed the key audit matter for this case scenario, you see my dear friend. Our audit procedure is included the following: understood the process and control the tested design and operating effectiveness. Key controls including information technology and basic network, and it focuses the following: approvals of the new lending facilities in accordance with the bank credit policies and performance annual review and renewal loans of accounts, monitoring credit quality, which amongst other thing, including monitoring overall loan accounts, drawing power limit, pending security data creations, identification and classification of NPA in accordance with IRC norms, other regulatory guidelines issued by the RBI, and consideration of qualitative aspects and assessment of adequacy of NPA provisions. Tested the bank's process for identification of loans with the default event and breach other qualitative factors, and for sample of performing loans independently assessed as to whether there was a need to classify such loans NPS. On the test check basis, verified the account classified by the bank as a spent mention accounts in RBI current repository of the information large credit bills. Enquired with the management of the bank on the sector where there has been stress and the steps taken by the bank of the mitigate such sectors risk. See, our audit approach, that's it. No need to go beyond that. For example, the key audit matters, except for the matter described on the basis of qualified or adverse opinion section, or material uncertainty related to going concern section, we have determined there are no other key audit matters. Communicate in the report. Okay, friends. Now, I would like to talk SAS 705. Let's go to another video, not this video. Okay. Light. Yo, enna light? The light enna? Okay, I'll switch on the light, no problem. Shit, like this, friends. Are you enjoying my discussion? Anybody feel bad? You just communicate to me. My mobile number 9677205265. అనుకున్నామని జరగవు, అనుకోలేదని ఆగవుకు, జరిగేవన్నీ కానీ అనుకోవడమే మనిషి. ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో రేపు ఇన్సూరెన్స్ తీసుకుందాం. Friends, next, this is People's Advocate Sriman Narayana Malela. The mission and vision, sharing the knowledge. That's it. Sharing the knowledge. That's it. Okay. Now we let's go to SCS 705, another video, or we'll continue this video 705 also. Yes, we'll continue 705. Thereafter, we'll see every 1 hour we'll take 5 minutes break or 2 minutes break. Then we'll continue, resume. See, now I'm going to talk about SCS 705. SCS 705 what speaks? It speaks about modification to the opinion.